Watch out for that downside. Players with the lowest floor right now on Fantasy Football Today in 5. I'm going to give Heath a group of players. He's going to tell me who has the lowest floor in this group. Let's start with those top 4 wide receivers. The most downside, the lowest floor: Jefferson, Lamb, Chase, Tyreek Hill.
I guess I would have to say that the lowest floor would be CD Lamb if Dallas goes back to a more balanced passing attack. I don't really see not ever thinking about who's got the lowest floor when I'm looking at my round 1 wide receivers. But Tyreek Hill might be my second choice because he could finally start to show some signs of his age.
It's Jefferson, right? It's Jefferson. Why is it not Jefferson?
Because he's been remarkably good with terrible quarterback play in the past.
I don't really agree with that. It's a very small sample size with Nick Mullins. Not enough to get me through the night. It's mostly he's had Kirk Cousins for most of his career, most of his games.
Well, he has had Cousins for most of his career, yeah.
Yeah, for most of his game. All right, next up, let's go to round 2. Saquon Barkley, Kyren Williams, Travis Etienne. Who has the lowest floor?
It's definitely Saquon Barkley. He could have a low catch total because Jalen Hurts doesn't really throw to his running backs, and a low touchdown total because Jalen Hurts steals all of those. And Barkley hasn't actually been that efficient since his second year in the NFL anyway. He's got one season over 4 yards per carry in the last 4. He's not particularly good as a pass catcher. He's been below 5 yards per target each of the last 3 seasons. And that great Eagles offensive line isn't going to be as good because Jason Kelce's not there.
All right, how about the top 4 quarterbacks? Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, and Lamar Jackson. Who has the most downside in that group?
I will say that it is Josh Allen. If the passing stats from the second half of the last year for the Bills offense, if that type of run-pass split remains true, and we see a drop in Allen's passing efficiency because he doesn't have anything resembling a number 1 wide receiver, and his rushing touchdowns regress to where they were before last year, which was 7 or 8 as opposed to 15, then he could have the worst year he's had in the last 4.
All right, that's Josh Allen. I'm surprised, Heath. I'm looking at average draft position on NFC. So these are high stakes leagues, and there have been 24 drafts, it looks like, since May 1st. And he's still QB1.
Yeah.
And he's not just QB. He's easily QB1. He's 10 picks ahead of Mahomes, and then it's Hurts, and then it's Stroud, and then it's Lamar Jackson. But people are not afraid of Josh Allen.
Not at all. That's why when I said on the bus show last week or 2 weeks ago that he was going to be drafted as QB1, I got some pushback. I think he probably is.
Dalton Kincaid, Kyle Pitts, and Evan Ingram. Kincaid, Pitts, Ingram. Who's the lowest floor?
Definitely not Evan Ingram. Other than that, I would say it's probably Kincaid. I don't think Kincaid's as special of an athlete as Kyle Pitts is. I think he has just as much target competition as Kyle Pitts does. And he could actually have some touchdowns stolen by Dawson Knox.
How much better are the Bills' passing stats going to be than the Falcons in your mind? It could be not better at all.
Yeah, so that's easy enough to just look at the quarterback projections that I have, and I think it's a pretty significant. I have Josh Allen projected for 3,970 yards and 28 touchdowns. I have Cousins projected, almost exactly the same.
Yeah, right. It's interesting.
Almost exactly the same.
All right. Thank you very much, Heath Cummings, and all of you for watching and listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Fantasy Football Today in 5.